Hello, everyone. I think that we can start our today's session, setting up and managing ITSM processes with advanced controls and playbooks. I hope that you listen to our presentation today. This is the last session in our JSM Summer Expedition, in which we talk about more advanced features in Jira Service Management. I hope that you had a chance to see previous sessions. If not yet, they are available on my YouTube channel, and I added link on the chat. Also, this session, a recording from the session, will be available after our meeting on YouTube. So if you have to skip the part of our session, don't worry, you will be able to watch this session. After that, also the session, you will receive email like in the previous sessions with link to recording, also with links to some additional materials, documentation. So everything will be in one email. Today with me, we have got two guests from Atlassian, Samruddhi and Makarand. If you joined our previous session, part 1 about playbooks, you probably know them. So I think that we can start. So Makarand, Samruddhi, the stage is yours. And on the chat, you can put your questions. Also, we have got a Q&A section. So if you want to ask about anything, it's time also for answers from our experts today.
All right, thanks. Let me share my screen and then we can get started. Uh, uh, is my screen visible?
Yes, we see your screen, the first slide.
Yes, thank you. Thanks, Kate, for the lovely introduction and all these sessions. So, hey, folks, we'll get into the part 8 of this series where we'll be today talking about, how you can actually set up and manage some of your processes through automation, advanced controls, and playbooks, right? Uh, so, let the at the high level, the agenda will be I'll talk about the new capabilities that we have in automation, also talk about the new launches and new third-party systems that Atlassian automation can now integrate into. And then we'll also be visiting playbooks and understand how you can actually set up and manage them better. So starting off, let us look at the advanced workflow controls in automation, right? So typically, if you look at any use case in ITSM, I've picked an incident management use case from last time just to help this continue the story. But as any administrator who would be looking at an IT process, be it in the operations world or in a service world, you would understand that how complex it becomes in a lot of scenarios where you have to inform your agents of what should be the remediation actions, how to resolve it, how to communicate, and a lot of these steps are actually very repetitive in nature, right? So and keeping stakeholders informed as well, and sending out updates to stakeholders and things of that kind. So most could be actually automated with the power of Atlassian automation, and by that way you can actually ensure that the right processes and operating procedures are followed. You can ensure that the stakeholders are informed and in the loop, and you can also expect a high efficiency of performance throughout your ITSM journey and process, right? So I think last time we talked about the recent launch of this new category called advanced component inside automation. I'm sure some of you might have actually explored about it, but for others, so you can actually navigate to the automation section and find this new category as an advanced component. Once you click it, you will be able to find new abilities such as the one that you see on the screen, which is branch at the same time. So this actually enables you to spin off a parallel thread of actions that can run in parallel and then execute simultaneously, right? So this is just one example. We'll also look in detail about this in the demo. What we have also launched is a delay until component. So in the same advanced control category, you will now see another control called delay until, which basically means you are now able to pause a workflow till some event happens, right? So for example, in this case where you're doing a product development management, and of course using the power of Rovo, you're actually asking some product requirements as part of the AI. You're updating the issue description, and then you're waiting for some approval to come in, and then once you get that, you are actually branching at the same time, and then assigning the tickets to different people, adding comments, and so on and so forth. So this actually helps you ensure that the right progress is happening with the right details and at the right time. Similarly, you can look at a help desk request where you are trying to transition the work item to right statuses, and the moment you get it into a pending status, you are now waiting for some comment to be added from the reporter. And once that comment is added and the work item is updated, you now continue and then transition the status back into a new, and then start working on it again, right? So once the description in this case is updated, as you can see on the right side, this component for the description to not be empty. So once that gets updated, and the maximum timeout period also can be set, which in this case is 5 days. So once that is met, the workflow can essentially continue in this case, right? In ops as well, this is very much applicable. We'll look at the demo as well. Here you can look at statuses, also take actions on third parties, wait for responses, and see updates on your entities such as alerts. Once that alert update happens, you can then continue the workflow, right? What is coming soon as part of this category in the workflow automation is loop. So very soon Atlassian automation will also support looping. Essentially means you can actually perform iterations on the same set of actions multiple number of times till you actually get the expected outcome, right? So imagine a scenario where you're trying to reach out to a third party, where you're waiting for a success response, and you're not getting it because maybe it's waiting for some resource, or you're getting some wrong result. So you're just trying to rerun the script and trying to see if you get the expected outcome, and basis which you can then take further decisions in the workflow, right? So looping is coming soon. uh, and then let us look at how you can actually automate on multiple systems. So previously we already supported actions on AWS, Azure. What we have also started to support in very recent, because again, tying back to our use case, that if you want efficiency in the process of IT ops, or even in general, right, you would want the actions to be immediately taken as a response to any work item updates on JSM, right? So it could be as pertinent as getting data from systems quickly, so that the responder is having the right context during the process. During the process, you're also able to take actions and update multiple systems, so that whenever, let's say, a work item is updated, you can transfer that data back into those third parties, and then keep those information in sync. So in the same line of thought, last month, or earlier in July and August, mid-August, we had launched some of these actions on Enter ID, Google Cloud, and Salesforce. We have now recently launched, or going to launch in this week, is Datadog, Splunk, Jenkins. So imagine scenario like, I want to get some data or metrics back into my issue. You can use Datadog actions. Same for Splunk to get the app log, or even perform some maintenance jobs on some of these tools. And also for CI/CD pipelines and management across your dev lifecycle, you can also use Jenkins, or even to execute certain scripts as the context might need it, right? So this is coming soon in this week, and you might see it on your prod instances as well. Moving forward on using these capabilities, how we can make bring all of these together, I would like to share a demo here. So let me play a quick video for all of you. Hello everyone, time for a quick demo. In one of our previous sessions, we looked at how automation can actually help you through your day-to-day processes, be it work items in your projects or alerts in your teams, right? So we'll be revisiting one of those scenarios, and actually look at how the new released features can actually help you set up your processes better, and how can they make your lives easier. So a quick recap. JSM has projects which essentially can be seen here. You can visit each of these project settings through this navigation and find automation within here, right? This is a place where you can set up all your rules for your project scope, which will work across this specific project, right? So any event coming into this project will trigger an automation which is configured here, right? Going back, you can also see operations navigation here. This is where all your teams would reside, which will be getting your alerts. Now let us look at one of the team, let's say payments here, which has been configured. So you can set up all your integrations, syncs, heartbeats, policies within this section. For automation, you can find this navigation at the top right corner where you can click on manage automations. This will open up the same experience or home as we saw for projects. The only difference is all the automation rules configured here would now be fired for your teams. Cool. So and then the last thing I wanted to also inform is of the global administration. So project scope, team scope, and then the global scope. So any rule that is configured in the global administration works across your site, right? So any event which is fired across any of the projects, any of the teams can actually trigger a rule which is configured here. So let's just create a rule and work on a use case. So let us go back to the use case that we had discussed last time. For people who have missed, this is a great learning. So let us select a trigger of alert. So imagine there's a situation or scenario where one of your ops team is actually getting an alert, right? So I want to fire an automation in that case, which can create that context. So let us actually create a more realistic scenario and say the source here is containing, let's say payments in this case as one of the service. So imagine that the payment service has triggered, some metric to one of your monitoring tools, and then monitoring tool in turn has actually fired an alert to JSM. Right now, let us add that in this case, now we'll use one of our advanced component that in the scenario where this alert is actually not having a low priority, or in case this is updated to a higher priority, right? So which means an immediate attention. So let's say this is one of P1 or P2, right? So essentially what this is saying is alert is fired, the automation rule is now fired, and it is now waiting till the priority is not updated to P1 or P2. So only in these cases this automation will continue. So I'm delaying it for, let's say, 2 minutes. 2 minutes is where I actually want to ensure that a priority is assigned, and if it is one of this, then I'll just start firing my remediation steps, right? So now let us add a component that in this case we would want to do an escalation, right? So so to do that, I would like to use the branch at the same time, wherein you can actually do multiple, you can take multiple actions in parallel. You can add up to 3 branches, but here for the demo purposes I'm using only 2. So let us configure here the first branch where I'm adding an action to create a work item in escalation project. Maybe that's one of the projects where you would do your incident management. So let us say there's an incident that I want to create, and I can also add in details here that alert escalated, needs attention. Now, of course, you can use multiple such properties or details from your alert fields. For example, the alert message that is trigger, I can copy it, I can add it as part of this, and add more details here as well. So this will be part of all the context, but while I do so, of course I can rename the group, and then of course I can add the input here that I need the input to this group as alert.message. But the beauty of orchestration of the state is all the trigger variables are already available in this context. So need not add explicitly, but if there are any other variables that you would want to be part of this escalation, you can add it here, right? So for the sake of this demo, I'm just removing this. Now let me create another branch where we can also add another you know Slack action that can send Slack to notify people as part of this. You can use a webhook URL onto your Slack and then message that this alert needs attention, or any of such messaging as per your context here. But for the sake of this demo purpose, I'm just adding a log action here, which will log to the you know our audit logs, and this can be replaced easily with any of the 3P actions also, like Azure and any others, right? uh, I'll just save here, and then let's say I'll just rename notify notification group. So this group can be used for your notification actions. uh, yeah, so let me just turn on this rule. Yeah, so this is now enabled. So this rule will be fired whenever alert is created and source contains payments, right? Let me now quickly create an alert in one of our teams so that we can actually fire this, uh, automation rule. So we go to the overview, payments, alerts, show team alerts, and then I create an alert. Let us use this. Yeah, for now, let's just keep priority P3, summary, alert for payments, some description. Responder is payments team because it's been created for this team. And then, yeah, uh, I think other fields can be ignored for now. And I'm clicking create. All right, so this alert is now created. Let us go here. So we should see this, that this automation rule is now in progress. Yeah, now let us also navigate to the rule. So since we were creating this work item in automation test, let's just look at automation test. So we can see there's an issue which is got created, uh, which is alert for payments, alert is created. So this is alert for payments, alert is created, needs attention, and yeah, this description is also added. So in this way, this automation rule was fired the moment the alert was created, and when we updated the priority to P1 or P2, this was fired again. So we can just quickly check. So alert for payments, this priority was updated to P1 later on, which actually resulted in continuing this rule. And then this incident was created in this project, and with all the that you're expecting. So this is how I think automation can essentially be leveraged. You can of course spin off more components here to add more details about taking actions on third parties or other systems, or create more uh, automation between issues on this side or another side, and so on and so forth. Hope this was useful. Keep automating. Happy to hear any questions that you might have. Thank you. Yeah. So moving on, I think I hope this demo was great, but I would like to hear some feedback and also get sense check from the audience here. So we have a small Slido here, uh, for which the QR code is available on your screen. So I request everyone to just scan the code so that you can participate. I think we also have a link to Slido. Let me just put it on the chat.
What I see, I need to log in with SSO as using Atlassian Okta.
Is it? Let me check.
You can click back and then select enter a code. On that link, there's back to search, and that's where you can enter a code. Can you share the code, Makarand? I'll
Yes.
also paste it on the chat here.
Are you able to log in with the code?
No, it's the same.
One second.
Yeah, I have updated the privacy settings. I think sorry for the confusion. I've just updated. Can you try again?
Now it's working.
Yes. Amazing. Thank you. I'll reshare my screen. Yeah. So I request everyone to quickly use the scanner and then use the Slido code, whichever is convenient. I'll take another minute for others who are trying to join. Okay. So first question is, how do you find your new advanced controls in automation? Okay, that's interesting. I love the feedback here. Would definitely like to understand what you would like to see more. So please feel free to use the chat. So people who are voting can also, once they are done, can use the chat to add questions about these controls, or put in suggestions in the chat that what you would like to see next as well. So this can also help us, you know, help in prioritization, understanding what our customers need, and so on and so forth. So please feel free to leverage the chat. Cool. So moving on, I think the next thing is, which integration and systems would you like to connect next from Atlassian automation? So we saw today that you know we can connect to Datadog, Splunk, Jenkins, Entra ID, Okta, and other such tools. So what other systems would you like to see next? Nice. So we see some tools coming in, waiting for others as well. Salesforce and Jenkins we already support. So by the end of this week, a lot of you should be able to have access to this, which is great. Salesforce, by the way, we already support. So people who are voting Salesforce, I would like to request them to try out our actions. Or if they've already tried out and have some more suggestions on the existing actions, feel free to put it in the chat so that I can read it and keep it with me. And or you can also raise tickets with our support teams. Uh, cool. The next question, I think this is an interesting one that I wanted to check with the audience here. That have you started using the Rovo AI in Atlassian and powered it with automation? As I've shown one of the use cases earlier in my slides. Uh, and if yes, then what are your recent common use cases that you have tried? Feel free to also raise suggestions here that with AI, what you were trying to do but were not able to do. So all in. Oh, that's a good feedback. So I think if you go to automation templates, so if you go and navigate to the automation home, you can actually find templates tab in the automation section. If you actually look at that section, we have actually populated a lot of templates with examples on how you can use Rovo and automation together. And that is where you can add. Yes, so currently there are 3 templates. We are adding more. I don't think there are just 3 templates. There are more. We have also added use case based templates in IT service. We have also added few in other use cases. So if you're not able to discover them, I think this is a good feedback for us. We can definitely add like more labels of AI on top of those so that you can easily find and discover them. So thanks for this feedback, and this is definitely useful. And yes, I think one of the users also saying for triaging tickets and updating reporter from a generic source. I think that's a very cool use case, and definitely love to hear feedback if you're having any. Thank you. I think we'll move on to the next section for us, which is playbooks. Samruddhi.
So maybe we answered on question from Q&A before we move to playbooks, because we have got question from Noreen. Can you limit who can create automations?
Just a second. Sorry, what is the question?
Can you limit who can create automations? Is in the Q&A section.
Personas that can create automations.
Just a second.
I
Q&A.
think that would be project admins.
Yeah. We currently the automation section is limited to the project admins, as someone is calling out, and also the team admins and also site admins. So project automation can only be created by project administrator. So you have to make someone project administrator to be able to create automations. I hope that answers. And then Josh had, I think, playbooks including site backups, automation rules, for instance, or not, and have to be backed up separately. I think this we will take up as part of the playbooks conversation. Some of the OD.
Yes. I will share my screen. Okay. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, it's visible. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to playbooks. So today I'll spend a few minutes recapping what we did in the previous section, and then we'll move on to see what's coming next in playbooks. So as we saw last time, playbooks are step-by-step guides. They are right inside your JSM work item context. They are powered by JQL for visibility and automation to automate certain steps. They can be configured by project admins and used by human agents and responders. And these are available for premium and enterprise customers in GSM. This is how a playbook would look like in your work item. Now, playbooks aren't just about documentation, they are about driving better outcomes for your team. And these are some of the reasons why you should be using playbooks. Playbooks bring in auditability to your processes. Who did what on a particular work item can be tracked easily. It can be used for empowering your responders and agents uh, when there are playbooks, these agents don't have to focus on they can only focus on solving problems, and they don't have to focus on really reinventing the processes. Playbooks bring in consistency in your response, and every time the same set of best practices and are followed, and this reduces the mistakes in the way you handle your work items. It brings in visibility on the progress of the particular issue incident, and most importantly, it brings in speed in your delivery. This happens by reducing the response time, which is wasted in probably finding the right steps, finding the right processes, resources, and more importantly, can be done by leveraging automation to automate your steps and using actions and integrations that Makarand shared with us. Moving on, I'll do a quick recap of where do we find playbooks. In JSM, one second. In JSM, you can go to your project settings. In the left nav, you can click playbooks, and this is where you can create a playbook from. Once you click on create a playbook, you can start adding your steps. And to automate a step, you can select it. You can go to step type and select automation rule. Then you can either select an existing automation rule, which is a manually triggered automation, on create rule, which will take you to the automation section. Here, you can create a rule with the trigger being manual trigger and add your components to create your rule to customize your processes. And you can also use special components made for playbooks like log output to playbook, which can help you send in some information that you want for agents and responders to see on the work item after the rule is run. Now you can turn on the rule, and you can come here, refresh the list, find your rule, select it, and that's how you can automate a particular step. The next step after you are done configuring all your steps is the visibility settings. You can go to project details. You can select the work item type request type as some of the conditions to define where you want this playbook to be available. Additionally, Additionally, you could also use more conditions like the filters that we have, which are the issue fields, and you could also use a, a JQL to find the work item that you would like this ticket to be viewed on. And JQL gives you that flexibility to use all your custom fields to have a customized visibility setting for a playbook. Uh, that is the recap for our previous session. We'll do a quick poll before we move on to looking at what's coming next in playbooks. So if you could join into Slido using the same code, we would love to hear from you how you're currently using this playbooks feature. What are the various use cases that are getting unlocked for you? Also, you can let us know if you have not yet started using playbooks, and if you'd be interested in this feature. Okay, I can see two participants typing in. So since we are working on playbooks and looking at what we can build next, we would love to use this forum to get feedback from you. So I'd urge everyone to log on to the link and start sending in the responses. Okay. I can see folks have not started using them yet. Will it be available in Jira Cloud? I believe there's a Jack ticket for this one. We'd love for you to vote for it, and we are still gathering interest on that. HR onboarding use cases, document and automate support processes on a service desk. That's a good use case. Okay. We'll wait for 10 more seconds to see more use cases coming in. Okay. So I'm seeing that a lot of folks have not started using playbooks yet. And I would say we have a good news for you. And okay, I can see application approvals. So this is also like a service use case. Got it. We'll just give it one more seconds. I can see one participant typing in. Okay. So I can see a lot of service and HR use cases. For those who have not yet started using it, we have a new feature coming up. Let's hear about it. I have a demo for you. Is it audible? The audio?
No, I guess that we don't hear anything.
Okay. One second. Is it audible?
No. Samruddhi, can you
Okay.
share your audio when you're sharing screen? Maybe
Yeah.
try resharing it.
One second. Good. We've built playbook templates. Is it audible now? Okay. Now let's talk about what's new since we last met. We've built
Yes.
okay, perfect book templates to help you get started faster. Instead of building from scratch, you can now pick a curated template and all you've got to do is import it, edit the steps, configure playbook visibility settings, and publish it to start using. We've added 5 templates across 3 domains to start with. That's IT operations, IT service, and HR service management. And this is just the beginning. We'll be adding more over time. Now let's look at how to use templates in JSM, shall we? This is Playbooks Home in JSM. Notice there's now a new templates tab. Here you can browse all the available templates across domains. Each template has a title, description, some tags, and domains, so you know what exactly it's for. Let's preview one. In the preview, you'll see an overview, key features, and all the steps included. This helps you quickly understand what the playbook does before you decide to use it. Now I'll click on Use this template. This imports the template with everything pre-filled. As you can see, this one has 5 steps and all of them being automation steps. Each step has a pre-filled title, description, and for automation steps, there's even a linked automation template already set up. To use this, you can click on Configure this rule and it will open up the rule template. Now you can edit this rule according to your processes, configure all the components, turn this rule on, and then go back to your play to refresh the list and find your newly set up rule. You can also use an existing rule. Once you've configured all these steps, you can head over to Playbook Details. Here you can define the visibility configurations. In other words, decide which work item you would want this playbook to be visible on. When everything looks good, you can go ahead and publish the playbook so your team can get started on using it immediately. Also, not to forget, we have save as draft option on enabled on playbooks templates as well. So you don't have to worry about doing all the configurations in one go. With this, we have tried getting started with playbooks faster and simpler for admins so your team can start reaping the benefits of the playbooks feature right away while you continue creating more playbooks. So that was the demo for the new feature that we've built. That's Playbooks Templates, and we have 5 templates available currently. This will be available to you in the next week. So let's do a quick poll on how did you like the Playbooks Templates as a feature, and also the way in which you can, how it brings ease and makes your creation of playbooks faster. Okay, I think the poll has started. I can see 8 of you have responded. Let's wait for 10 more seconds. So we have currently added only 5, but in the upcoming quarters, we are planning to add a few more. So apart from this, we would also like to hear from you as to what are some of the templates that you would want us to put and some of the domains that you would want us to cover in Playbooks templates. Okay, I'm going to move to the next poll. So you can type what are some of the templates or domains that you would like to see next. Also, I can see a lot of you have been using it for service requests and also HR use cases. So we'd like to understand how have you thought of using it for operations, or are you facing any issues while using playbooks for operations? Okay. I can see IT ops as one of the biggest use case, an IT service. We have 3 out of 5 current templates for IT ops, and there's one for IT service, but more coming soon. Okay. Okay. I think we can now move on to our next slide. We'll definitely consider these while curating the next set of templates that will come out live soon. Think that's the demo. With this, I'll open the floor for questions and I'll stop sharing my screen.
Yes, we have got some questions. Thank you. Question from Ida. At the moment, it's only possible to create maximum 100 playbooks per project. Is there a plan to increase this amount?
Yes. So currently, only 100 playbooks are there in which you can use JQL, but we'll definitely consider increasing this number.
Okay, thanks. Another question, the Azure and Google Advanced Automation, so what's seen before, are available in all plans or only enterprise?
For JN, that's available in all the plans. The Google Advanced Automation for sure. Azure is limited to premium and enterprise. But having said that, I think there are plans to open it up for most of the plans available, so all the editions. So we are reevaluating that. So if you have a request for a specific component that's not available to your plan, please raise a request so that we can actively consider that and prioritize that higher over any other component.
Okay, good. Thank you. Also, question from Josh. Are playbooks included in site backups? Automation rules, for instance, are not and have to be backed up separately.
Yeah. Currently, playbooks are not considered inside backups, but we can share the Jack link and we'd love to gather some interest around that, and please add the votes for the ticket as well.
Okay, thank you. But if I create a sandbox, I will have this playbooks.
Yeah. So these are available in Sandbox as well. So of course, you can do that. We do have the capability to copy it, but that's a local copy. There's no import export as of today. Of course, we are evaluating some enterprise features for some of these use cases. So and based on the company like overall strategy, we'll consider how to include this as part of the site backup. But definitely, I think we definitely consider this important for enterprise use cases. So yeah, thank you for that feedback.
Okay, thank you. And question from Shital. Can there be dependencies added between the playbook steps? The step second follows after step third, etc.
So there's no direct dependencies today, but you can definitely use automation rules as part of playbooks, which can enforce that dependency. So inside automation, you can add conditions, right? For example, is the flag or is the field now updated? Is the flag containing something? So you can play with your automation rules based on certain different conditions. And once that condition is not met, you can actually use the log output to playbook, which will indicate to the responder that you have not completed step one. Please go and complete the step one before running step two, right? And when the step one is actually completed and then the step two is rerun, because playbooks support rerun capability, then you can actually see that the step would have completed, and only because that is now there, you can now continue the step two, and so on and so forth. So for every step, you can actually add that as a condition in the automation rule, which evaluates in case of strict enforcement. But we don't have a direct enforcement for instructional steps. So if you're trying to use instructional playbooks, we will not be able to ensure dependencies today.
Okay, thank you. And also from the chat, we have got some questions on which it will be great to answer loud. From Nevin, is this feature already available? It was a question about templates.
Templates will be available to you soon, hopefully in the next week.
Okay, good. And also, what's more? If we have got anything else, it was question also about SLAs. So, is there a way to set up SLAs via Playbook?
Yeah, so you can use automation rules as I replied on the chat again. So since automation support SLA updates and different fields on your work item. So if your SLA is tied to like first response, second response, or like resolution, you can use automation to validate that if there's a response or if there's no response, and so on and so forth, or if there's a field that you are updating, right? So that can be accounted into SLA. So how the way you have configured your SLA will define that. So definitely, if you use automation rules as part of your playbooks, your SLA can also be accommodated as part of that process. Again, the same will not apply for instructional, because response will not be accounted or be known to the system. So that's why instructional playbooks will not have SLA support.
Okay, thank you. I don't see more questions on the chat, also in the Q&A section. If you want to ask about anything, please write it now. So we have got still a few minutes, so we can answer on that. Also, in the meantime, I'm sharing a link to webinar about templates for issues in Jira, which I have a pleasure to lead tomorrow. So maybe some of you will be interested in it. So it's again about some automation in Jira and how you can save time using Jira. So I'm checking that we don't have more questions. So I think that we can finish our sessions for today. I would like to say thank you to all participants, and mainly to Samruddhi and Makarand, that you had a time to join this session and to share all this news about playbooks and automation. As I said at the beginning, this recording will be published on on my YouTube channel, and we will share a link in the email. Also in the email we will share links to materials, to documentation. Also I saw that Samruddhi sent a link to Jira tickets, so we will also include it in the email. And I think that we can meet in the next session. So also I encourage you to follow our community-led classes. We have got a lot of classes, not only about Jira Service Management, also about Jira, Confluence. So I think that you can find something helpful and insightful for all of you. So once again, thank you very much. Thank you for today. Today or tomorrow, I will send you email with all these links. So check your email. And we will be very happy if you leave some notes, some reviews, some feedback about the session. So after the session, also you will receive link to surveys. Okay, so I think that we can finish for today. So thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.